Massive game up for now for both Manchester clubs in a Manchester derby semi-final of the League Cup. Manchester United taking on Man City, and I cannot wait for this one. Manchester United lost 3 semi-finals last year, and we've got to get back to winning some semi-finals and getting to a final. That is the aim of the game under Solskjaer, and we really want to do it. And what better way to do it than against our rivals Man City? Now, they're going into this game in some good form. They've squatted aside a decent Chelsea team, but Chelsea are not playing very well in recent weeks. They swatted aside an Arsenal team as well in the previous round of this competition, who weren't playing very well either, but in them 2 games they've scored more goals than they have in recent times. This season they haven't really looked like scoring so many and being so free-flowing as they were in previous seasons. But Manchester United, we have stepped it up this season a bit, and we've been better than we have been in previous season. The gap has certainly closed in recent years. We've got the better, Solskjaer's got the better over Pep Guardiola on a number of occasions since taking charge, and the tide has turned a little bit in Manchester United's favour in these fixtures, because for a while we'd turn up at Old Trafford and I would be expecting a 3-4-1 hammering in these sort of games. I would not even be expecting much at all. If we got a draw out of these home games, I was shocked, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it at all. And now I'm going to these games thinking that Manchester United maybe can get the win in these types of games now, which is great, because in Jose Mourinho's era around that time, I wasn't really confident Manchester United were going into these games to win the game. I wasn't. We weren't good enough. We were miles behind Man City in the league under Jose Mourinho. But now we've got a lot better, a lot closer, and at this moment in time above them in the league. And we can put down a real marker here and get to a final in Wembley. The final's not for a long while. I would expect some changes to be made in this game, but I wouldn't expect wholesale changes, because the FA Cup probably gives him a bigger opportunity to make more changes than this game, because I think this game is much more important than the FA Cup, because he wants to get himself a trophy, Solskjaer, and this is a great opportunity. If we get through this, we're playing for Brentford or Tottenham. It should be Tottenham, and what a cracking final that would be if he beat Pep Guardiola's Man City and then beat Jose Mourinho's Spurs in the final. What a way to win the cup. It would be his first trophy most likely if he was to win it. It's not till April you get the trophy this time around, but it probably would be, because the league, if you were to win the league, it could be done and dusted before then. But I can't see Manchester United still getting anywhere close to winning the title. I still don't think so anyway, but this gives Manchester United the best opportunity of silverware this season for me. So that's why a strong team this time, and then a rotational side for me against Watford. So De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, probably, I don't know which one he's going to go for. Luke Shaw was at left back, then Bay and Maguire at the centre halves. Bay has played a lot of football lately, so hopefully he can get a rest against Watford. Doesn't look like Lindelof's out of this game. I would keep the likes of Paul Pogba, because I thought he was great in the previous game. Paul Pogba in midfield. Whether he goes for the diamond or not, I'm not too sure. If he goes for the diamond again, then he'll probably keep it with Fred and McTominay in there as well, and then Martial and obviously Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. That would be your team if he's going to keep it pretty much the same. I personally think he should keep it fairly similar to that. The other players, the likes of Dan James, they've really done enough to get a first team slot for a big game like this, that Manchester United have got to go out there and win. I don't think so. Mason Greenwood's been off form recently, so I don't think they've probably done enough to get in the first team. Cavani's banned for this game, so I would go for that starting lineup. I think it's strong enough. We got the job done in the previous game against Aston Villa with them players, so I think that would be the way to go for Manchester United. As I say, Paul Pogba was good in that game, and I think give the other players, the likes of Greenwood and Donny van de Beek, 90 minutes against Watford, because I can't see him playing many youngsters against Watford. I really can't. The squad is so big. I would like to see a couple of youngsters maybe on the substitutes bench for that, but I can't see them featuring really, because the squad's so big. The likes of Mata, Donny van de Beek, James, Greenwood are not really getting enough. They're not getting a great deal of football. Greenwood gets sort of 50, 60 minutes every other game. So them players need game time, and they'll probably be better off getting a full game against Watford rather than playing sort of 55, 60 minutes here and then him taking them bloody off again. So go strong in this game, get the job done, hopefully get the win, and we move forward. Now, obviously, Man City, I watched them against Chelsea, and at times they were breathtaking in that game. They really were. I know Chelsea were poor, but I thought some of their play was outstanding in that game. So we're going to have to be on the top of our game to beat them if they're in that type of form. I don't know what sort of team they're going to put out because they've had the coronavirus. So if they're playing their reserve goalkeeper again, Manchester United have got to do what Chelsea didn't do if Ederson's not in goal, and that's test that rookie goalkeeper, because I mean, he picked up a back pass like in the first minute. He could have been shaky. We just don't know, because Chelsea just didn't test him enough in that game, which was crazy. I mean, just hit a fucking long range shot, anything. If he spills it, if he's nervous, then anything could happen. So Manchester United have really got to test him there. Now the fullbacks, we have to see what the fullback situation is with them. No Walker and Mendy's not playing, and they play I mean, whoever they play, they've been solid in defence. I mean, so we'll have to see, but I think the goalkeeping situation, that could be somewhere Manchester United could look to get at anyway. Now, obviously midfield, I would expect the likes of Kevin De Bruyne to be in there. Hasn't been his best, but got himself a goal at the weekend. I expect him to be in there. Whether he goes for Foden again, he seems to be chopping and changing Foden a bit. One game he's in, one game he's not. A bit like with us with Mason Greenwood, he's in one game, out the next. But he's been in better form than Greenwood and scored at the weekend and got himself an assist as well. So I mean, it depends. It could work in Manchester United's favour if they don't have Jesus again up front, because Jesus is obviously a centre forward, and if Aguero, I don't know what's up if he's not going to start Aguero at this moment in time. Raheem Sterling's not a centre forward, and you saw when he went clean through in that game and he took it too wide, then hit the bar, then obviously Kevin De Bruyne put in the rebound in that against Chelsea. See, Aguero would have slotted that past the keeper, I'm pretty sure. So we've got to hope that Aguero's on the substitutes bench, because he's been a thorn in so many Manchester derbies for us over the last few years. He really has. He's been such a great player, which to see him on the substitutes bench is good news for Manchester United, and we hope that that is the case here. But I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't start this game, because Jesus has got the coronavirus, and I don't think Sterling's good enough to play number 9 for Manchester City. He's a wide man for me, so that's how I see it anyway. They've got other players like some Mahrez, Gundogan had a good game for them, so they've got talent all over the pitch. Just because they've had some bad results this season and not scored and been ruthless like they are in previous seasons, you can't rule them out of being ruthless against Manchester United, and they're going to be really up for this. When we played them before at Old Trafford, when Scott McTominay scored a last grasp goal to make it 2-0 at Old Trafford just before the lockdown in March, Man City didn't seem up for that game. They really didn't seem up for that one as much. Manchester United seemed much more up for that, really up for it. This one, both teams are going to be up for this, because this is a great chance of winning silverware. And Manchester City obviously aren't in the best position in the Premier League at the moment, and it could be their only chance of silverware again this season. You just never know. And same for Manchester United, it could be our only chance of silverware. So both teams are going to want to do it, as we are big rivals as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on how you think this game's going to go. Do you think he's going to keep that 4-4-2 diamond? I've got a feeling he might keep it and keep a strong lineup out there for this one, and then rotate a bit for the Watford game. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe if you're new around here on YouTube. And if you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit the share button. It really does help us out, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.